Hello everyone, myself Sanket, criminologist. Today I am going to talk about lots of theory related to crime. So first of all, I would start with the biological approach. In 19th century, when European people occupied most of the land, at that time the time was the peak of colonialism, racism, casteism, capitalism, and the people from upper caste believe that they are superior and the working class people are other creature. So at that time researcher not research fairly. For example, Caesar Lombroso, he believed that criminal are born criminal based on their biological approach. So he collect the skeleton of the criminal dead body and assemble that like animal, and he saw that people who are working class and the whose skeleton are belonging to the animals are criminal, they are inheritance criminal. Oh, that's showing the unbelonging theory of biological approach. Another example of Selden, he said that people who are muscular are tend to be more criminal. So at that time, people who are from upper class, there at that time there was no gym. They don't people at that time from upper class didn't perform lots of activity, and the people belong from working class uh, did a lots of hard work. That's why they are more muscular than the upper class people. So that's unfairly showing that the biological they showing that biological approach say that the people who are the most more muscular are more tend to do more crime. They are born criminal. They get inheritance. If inheritance in to be get in their thoughts in their self to do crime in their life. Both of that approach rejected by social science because social science believe that um, crime was constructed by social factor behavior. So that's another theory is structural functionalism. Every society is interconnected with each other. There are some functions which perform their activity. The functions are government, workplace, organization, family, neighborhoods, media. They are all, if they all perform their function and their work properly and in a fair way, there will be more stability in the society. And if they perform their function weakly, then there will be more social disorganization. Disorganization is another theory which relate to the which is the part of structural functionalism. And another theory also is social control theory. There are two types in social control theory: informal and formal. What they are, for example, they are is a student who cheated in the exams, and he get punishment by his professor. That could be the punishment is a soft or severe. If the professor let the students go and give him another chance, this is the that will be the soft punishment. And if the professor punish hardly, like severely, he'll let get him 0 marks at that assignments, or even get restricted from the university. That's the severe. These are the two formal and informal way to treat and deal with the situation. If the student gets soaked like or neither nor type of punishment, that will be the informal way, and the formal way is like getting severe punishment, or like the that the students should deserve after their any type of activity that's belong to any type of sector like educational by government who is performing their activity that's functions, that's this social control. Another example of social control theory is Chicago school. um in 20th century, Chicago city in USA is the most developing city, more industrialization. So Chicago City is a more urban, there more urbanization, industrialization. Chicago is a transitional area. The city is more developing. In transition area, the where the people are coming and going, that's the area we call transitional area for their work, and this that the city was developing at time, so people are coming and going, people are getting their works jobs to settle there, that area get more overcrowded, well, because of that there is a less social stability, people stay there for 2 years 3 years to earn more, they earn more, and after that he get accommodation in another area where he can live very in a good environment, but the transition area is that way is the more overcrowded. If the area is more overcrowded, there could be more chances to be more crime. For example, if the person is living with their parents, in the supervision of their parents, there are less chance to do children is going to do crime, because their parents stop their children to do bad things, and there is no like children is not get supervision all the times in that area as well, but if the children is doing wrong things in another area, they also get informed by their neighbors, that's also things make them more under the supervision. But when the person is coming to the transitional area, at that area there is no supervision, no, there is also no stable culture, no stability, no stability of any functions, no stable culture, overcrowded, low maintenance, that's things lead to be more crime, no stable family, and more chances of victimization, and yes, there could be more poverty at that area, that's why the there is a social control, that's showing the example of social control theory, and related to as well social disorganization, if there is no function properly working, that's showing the um, weaker function and social disorganization. Next one is social learning theory. People are ships, they learn what they are observing from their nearby environment. So it depends what type of environment is surrounding by the individual, is it good or bad. If the person is living in a good environment, normally he or she is learning good activity, good function, how to work properly, how to live in a fair way, he or she learn a proper things. And if the person is living in a bad environment, they are more tend to get a person in a future to do crime. So Social learning and the environment surrounding the individual is very important. So, law legislation of law also biased, and the police and the government are also the biased. Who is the police? The person who is performing their role in a police department. And who is that person? He could be a good or bad, because there are the person who is performing the role is the environment he get in the past. If the person give the money to any big officer and get to the position, he don't know the function, how to the function are working properly, and that's showing the environment of their upbringing. Another, critical race theory criticize inequality. By conflict theory criticize classism, capitalism. White collar crime gets soft punishment, and blue collar crime get harsh punishment. For example, if the person is rich and he did any crime in the past, there is more chances he have more powers. If the person is belonging from the any political party and a good status, there is more chances the police and the department and the law will give him a very soft punishment and let him go. And if the person is belong to a very working class poor family, then the government and the law will treat that person very harshly. So definitely, the person who is belonging to very poor family, that's if he doing any crime, that's crime called to be blue collar crime. If the person is very rich and have good powers and good status, and he if he will do any crime, that's called come into the white collar crime. Another theory is colonialism and neo-colonialism. I will tell you the difference between the both. Colonialism is the way where the people from other powerful country come into the another country and occupy that country. For example, British came to India and occupy their land and implement their own law, and they become the government of that country. And in that way, they in for example in India they implemented the law which are beneficial for the white people only, not for the brown people in India. And India, for example, the people from the India, they can't start their own private business, they can't use the resources, environmental resources, land, air, water, they have to pay for that. And that's the thing is of colonialism, people have to come and occupy the land and implement their own law. In neo-colonialism, there is no need to go at that place and overpower that. This is the new way in today era. For example, if the other countries are very powerful and good money, good capitalism, and I started funding to the another country people and let them say start in front of the opposite party and set up their own political party in that another country, and I will fund you the lots of money and there is no financial pressure on you, and build your own party and come into the power. After coming into the power in another country, if I am giving lots of money and helping them financially, they are very high chance the people is following my order he will not reject my words, and I will control that country and I remotely control that area. That's called neocolonialism. Another's are genocide and ethnocide. I will tell you the difference between genocide and ethnocide. Oh, normally, the genocide are the things which belongs to the racism and the mass killing in the past. For example, uh, in Palestine, lots of people get killed based on their race, and that's called genocide. And ethnocide belong to the culture and class. Uh, Race is the difference between the color, and in ethnocide has come to the culture and classism. And in classism the difference is like the same white people, if he is the rich and he belong to like superior class, and he belong, and the same white people who are belonging to the working class, that's the difference between the classism. This is the meaning of classism, and that's belong to the ethnocides. Next theory is state organized theory. Say state organized crime. If the government itself do the crime, is called the state organized crime. Yes, there is lots the way where the government also itself doing the crime. In past, when there was in America, when they started in their 13th amendment, in that law, they started the black people to treat in that way. They are very like criminal minded, so to stop that the black people to do crime, the white people always have to behave very harshly and severely in front of them. They treat like them as animals. They have not same equal rights to them, and that's things, that's also the crime by the government. For example, in Jallianwala Bagh in India in past, when Daesh uh, gave the shoot order in that area, at that time he clearly stated that that was not my fault. There was a law like people can't stand more than four in a area. If they stand there, it could be the crime. And in on that day there was a Besaki festival, and lots of people collecting at that area, and he started shooting. And next one is political crime. When there is the time of election, lots of political parties started to cheat and started to speak lying in front of the people in the society. For example, they not always speak totally truth. They always tell the half truth, and and implement and involve their own beneficial statement in front of them. That's showing that they will be do uh, good work in upcoming dates. Give them votes and make their own parties. Thus, both of the parties start conflicting with them. That's showing the political parties presenting false statements and moreover things, showing false cases, arguments. Differential association theory. In these, friends are criminals from whom their behavior get influenced. If you, it's also belonging to the labeling theory, and the like invoice belong to the environment, the how in which environment people are living. If the my friends is criminal and he is influenced by the environment of the other friends, and if I like their behavior and starting living at that environment, and I get associated with them, and there is there In future I will get more feelings and started to behave like a criminal, and I don't think that's and I maybe that's also think that that will be not crime. They are not getting punishment, and I also do that things in the same way. That's showing that my mentality also change like them, that type of things are not crime. I can also do that thing. Critical victimology. Static shows says that people who belongs to the weaker family, they are more tend to get the chance of a victimization. So the statistics say that people who are belonging to weaker group, they do not get the good protections. So according to critical victimology, by the government, people who are economically depressed and poor belong to. Next one is strain theory, and that's also, that one is all according to me is the important theory, strain theory. Strain when occur if the person is not getting their desired goal, that will create strain in their mind. And why, if the person not able to achieve their desired goal because of the less resources provided by the government and the society. Normally if the person is belonging to the poor family, there are lots of chance like he is not get the sufficient resources to achieve their target goal, and that might push towards them to perform an illegal activity. Not all people, but there might some people can do and push towards the illegal way. Lifestyle exposure theory is a theory so telling about the person which in which the lifestyle he is exposing on the social media, how they are showing themselves, and their root activity, and the way how he's performing in the front of the people. If the person crossing from the deviant place, first of all you should know about the deviant place. Deviant place is the place where is the low maintenance, less facility, and more tend to be crime happen. We are lots of people who are drunk and people who are living in a less facilities. They always use drugs and alcohol, and they have no mentality, and they always tend to do more crime at that area. If the person is crossing from that deviant place, and as well he also drunk and crossing at the night time, there are more chance to be there to get victim at that place by another people. Crime prevention through environmental design. For example, if there is a place where is the lots of surveillance, CCTVs cameras, good lighting system, good boundary system, like there is no trespassing, good facilities of well,